What's going on, everybody? It's Faye Dating Coach Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to discuss why you're obsessing over somebody and how to stop it. Now, your boy's not a psychologist, but I've obsessed over people and I got over people, and I'm going to tell you how I personally did it, and I think why I got attached and why you're getting attached. Okay, so jumping right into this, I want to talk about why your fine ass is dealing with some dude's bullshit. Some dude who you probably think, man, I don't even, like, this guy's an idiot. I don't even know why I like him so much. Or I'm out of this guy. It's like, hey, I hear this all the time. I hear women say, I didn't even like him in the beginning. You know, he wasn't my type, but he grew on me. So, yeah, that attraction's not a choice. Baby, it happens, okay? So here's the reason why this isn't even debatable. This is the reason people obsess with things. Right, now you could say, well, it makes me feel a certain God dang. Hold on, he makes me feel a certain way. Emotion and stuff like that, the dopamine. And while that's very true, let me tell you how humans work, okay? No one else talks about this. We are all about survival and reproduction. When we find a man who fills a void that we think we have, right? Our chances of survival, which sounds stupid, ladies, sounds stupid today saying that because you're like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't need no man. I'm talking about your chimp brain. I'm talking about that lizard brain, okay? That lizard brain, okay? Sorry. It has developed over all the years to find strategies for survival. Now, what does that have to do with all this? The thing is, when you have a void to fill, and that could be self-esteem issues, a lack of options, maybe a lack of dating experience, fear of being alone, dying alone, not knowing when another guy is going to come along because this one has left, right? Having a great connection with this guy when all the other guys were duds and you don't know when you're going to get that again. That's a way of filling voids, okay? Now, on top of that, you can go even deeper. I talk about tribes and stuff a lot in my guides. If you're interested, they're down below. But tribes are basically people who share the same group as you. You can be grouped for many reasons. It could be mindset, belief systems, values, interests, passions, stuff like that. If I find a girl who's like I am, who's I'm very introverted, anime, dork, goofy, probably nerd, video games, Dungeons and Dragons, and stuff like that. And she fills a void in that sense. And then on top of that, she fills a void in another way where I'm like, oh, I'm never going to find another woman like, that type of shit. And then she breaks my heart. Yeah, I'm going to feel a certain way about it. Okay. So it's because they fill a void for us that we don't even, maybe you do realize it, but subconsciously a lot of people don't. So I first tell my clients, I always ask my clients, why do you think you're obsessing over this person? And if they don't know, I tell them, not while I'm on the phone because that's kind of creepy, but just to lay back and relax, like close your eyes and just really start asking the deep, why, the 5 whys, right? Meaning ask a question, why am I obsessing over this guy? Then you give an answer. I don't know. I feel like he fills some type of void. Why? What void is that? Well, I feel like he's filling a void because, and you just keep on doing that for 5 whys. And you'll pretty much get very close to the answer. And then once you figure that out, I think it's much easier to move on and stop obsessing over somebody. So let me give you a story. Maybe you don't care about my stories, but I think it'll help you. Let me give you a story about my life. And I'm going to get real deep here for a second. So a little dark, actually. I remember back, I'm 37 now. I remember back when I was 19, 20. Now you might be like, oh yeah, those high school, college days. That little kid mind where you think you're in love. Listen, I never felt feelings like this before for a woman back in the day, and I was like, again, 19, 20, 21. I can't remember exactly, and I, graduated high school and I was, went to go live with my friend for a bit. I'm like, okay, that's not working. I'm going to go to college. Now, my grandma lived close to the college I was going to. Okay. And so I'm like, hey, we just live with you, grandma. And basically college town. And in that town, there was this girl. We'll call her Emma. That's not her name, but we'll call her Emma. And I really liked Emma. Emma was the first girl I met there. She was from the town. Her friends became my friends. She was in a lot of my classes. She was definitely out of my league in terms of looks at the time. She was absolutely gorgeous, nice body. I'm not trying to objectify her, just beautiful. Like, she had like these teal eyes, and those were her real eyes. They were green, but like a different green. Like, let me grab something real fast. This is the color of her eyes. This was literally the color of her eyes. Like, let me see if I can rip this off. Can you see that? It was like that. Like, it was kind of effing nuts. It was nuts, okay? And, I just realized you couldn't hear me. But yeah, that was the color of her eyes. It was crazy. And I was just mesmerized by her. And her and I were friends first. Then kind of became friends of benefits, and she knew way early on. She found out fast that your boy was crazy about her, absolutely crazy about her. And long story short, so I don't keep this video, going. She felt the same way, but not really. She liked someone else. She was in love with her best friend way before I even entered the picture, and I was heartbroken. Her and I didn't work out. We had this kind of on and off thing going, and it got to the point, here's the dark part, I guess. Got to a point where I wanted to end my life. I know that sounds so immature and childish, but ladies, I couldn't, and trust me, I'm not a depressing person. I'm a very happy, positive, chill, stoic person, but at the time, I didn't know how to handle it. So I guess I'm telling you this to relate to you. Like, I had no idea how to handle it, ladies. I dropped out of school because I had class with her. I quit my job. I pushed my friends away. I stayed in my grandma's basement with mono, by the way. I stayed in my grandma's basement for 7 months, not knowing what the fuck to do with my life. It was horrendous. But I always think there's 3 steps to get over someone you're obsessing over, right? And it's hard to do, but these are the steps. Again, it is hard to do, but you have to do these 3 things. The first one is accept, meaning you have to look yourself in the mirror like a fucking champ and say, we're going to be on this earth, but not together. I always say, hope is the anchor that keeps you at shore. If you're talking to somebody and you have hope that you guys are going to be together and it's not happening, you got to let go of that hope. If you're obsessing over somebody, you're obsessing for a while, obviously for a reason they're not interested or on the same page as you, you got to let go of hope. You have to accept the fact that you're going to be on this earth, but not together, and just roam independently, okay? Until you do that, you cannot move to the second step. This was kind of the hardest step for me. The second step is doing the opposite of what a lot of people tell you to do, which is, to occupy yourself with your mom, or, doing this. I'm gonna snort some stuff. I'm not saying do that, but people find ways to occupy their thoughts, whether it's drinking, partying, going out with other people. Whatever it is, drugs, there's alcohol, there's a lot of different ways. My opinion is let it consume you, because as you probably know, ladies, you're not escaping it. You're accepting it. And it's easier to accept when you lay there and you already have this kind of baseline of acceptance, and then you're laying there in bed and your eyes are closed and you're just thinking, all the thoughts you want to feel, all the things that you're worried about, let it happen. Oh, he's talking to another girl. Okay. Hey, what really broke me is, again, going back to the story with her, is I remember one time I knew she had a date with this dude. This dude was out of my league, man. Short guy, but fucking jacked, ripped, good looking dude, nice teeth, and just got his braces off, straight white. Man, fuck this dude, whatever. And she pulled up to my place because I wanted to see. She got her hair done. She got this kind of new look, going. Not for him, just the timing was right. And I remember she pulled up and got out of the car. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, come on, dude. Why are you so hot? She got out, man. She had these highlights. She had her hair all done, curled, flared out, and man, this cute ass little Hollister outfit. Hollister was popular, fucking 15 years ago when you were at college, or Abercrombie, whatever. Just cute little outfit. Forever 21 was big too back in the day. She was wearing that kind of shit. She had I'm not trying to objectify her. I'm just letting you know. It's like she had a big booty, and she had these nice leggings on. Man, I'm like, man, this guy getting it. What she did, he got it in, and that really hurt me. And again, I'm not trying to be graphic here. What bothered me about it was I knew what it looked like hooking up with her, and that guy got to see that while I'm sitting at home. And again, I'm just talking, guys. I'm being real with you. Don't think I'm a freak. I just know what it feels like as men. Like you feel emasculated. Like you give everything to this woman, and you couldn't get her, and this other guy got her so effortlessly, and he's offering less. Like, it killed me. I obsessed over it, and so that really bothered me. And again, I'm sitting there with my eyes closed in that dark ass basement, thinking all these things. But trust me, when you're in the eye of the tornado and you kind of see it all around you, and you're finding ways to deal with it, and you're accepting it, here's the way I always looked at it. It's better knowing you hit rock bottom and you're still standing instead of free falling still. Meaning, like, you're avoiding all these thoughts and you're going out and doing this and doing that. Man, your boy just accepted it. I closed my eyes. I'm like, yeah, he's hitting the shit out of that. Like, whatever, and it wasn't pretty. Hold on. Come here. Cat was up. And it just sucked. And then the third step, ladies, for me, what really helped was the fact that I changed my environment. Now, not everyone has the luxury to do this, but I think there's little things you can do, such as just changing your routines, moving around shit in your house, changing things in your room, stuff like that. But for me, like I said, I quit my job. I dropped out of school. I did all these things. I applied to a new college. I applied to a new job, new group of friends. Things like that, and again, because her friends are my friend, or my friends were her friends, so new group of everything, and that really helped. You just start anew. Everyone wants to talk about moving on, but I guess here's what I'm getting at. Everyone wants to talk about moving on, and then I look at their shit, and I'm like, how in the fuck are you moving on? You still have them on Facebook. You're still looking at, I said Facebook back in the day. You still have them on Instagram. You're still looking at his shit. You're still answering his texts. You're still asking about him. You're still this, you're still that. You still let him come over. You let him hit it, and you guys aren't even, like, all these things. And I'm like, you're not, girl, you're so far from where you're still on step. You're not even on step one. Like, you're on, like, the prerequisites. Like, you're still trying to figure shit out. It's not until you completely change your life, ladies, and your mindset, that the obsession starts to dissipate, starts to disappear, and you start to feel better. Things have a little more, food has a little more taste. Life has a little more color. It's not as dull like it was for me. But that, in a nutshell, is why you obsess over someone, in my opinion, on how to get over it. If you want to talk to someone about this, if you want help with this situation, if you want guidance, ladies, I got you. If you want to vent about your dude and we talk about your situation, I got you. Just click the link below. We'll get a session and we'll go from there. Okay? Ladies, I love you all. Take care and peace.